Welcome everyone. I am Natasha Bray. Thank you for joining me. And I'm here with the amazing Rachel Power today. And we're going to be talking about Rachel's incredible work, her incredible up level that she's had recently, and also about the experience that she had working with me in the Ultimate Uplevel Academy. So just for those of you who don't know about the Ultimate Uplevel Academy, it's a 8-month experience now. It used to be 6, it's now 8. 8-month experience where we go through healing the success saboteurs, or stopping women just like Rachel from having the true levels of success, wealth, and abundance that they deserve in their lives. So first of all, Rachel came into the Ultimate Uplevel Academy as a career coach, but she was really underselling herself and her gifts and not really recognizing the power of her work and her skills. So I'm introducing her to you today as she graduates from the Ultimate Uplevel Academy as a solutions strategist. So she is an expert in bringing together people, processes, and systems, specifically in the learning and development market. So I'm going to hand you over to the lovely Rachel now. Rachel, do you want to tell everyone a little bit more about what you do?
Sure, thank you. Thank you for having me. So yeah, what do I do? So just as a backstory, so yeah, I came in as a career coach, but before that, I'd spent 20 years working in corporate. So doing lots of different transformation programs, which pretty much was bringing together the people, the systems, and the processes. And I left corporate a little bit hurt and a little bit wounded. So I'd been through 4 in the end, 4 consultation processes where my role was at risk within the time of my daughter was 6 when all of this had happened. So I'd been through 3 where I was clinging on to stay in the corporate, and then the last one I had embraced that I was going to leave. So I'd done a lot of work at this point on my mindset and what I thought I'd done a lot of work on value, but I didn't realize how little I'd done till I came into the academy, about what value I could add. So very passionate about people, very passionate about people being the best that they can be, and really have allergic reactions to people getting boxed off as not being good at something, or people getting written off. So that's where the learning and development passion bit comes in, because I really do believe we've all got potential to do amazing things. So I believed that. I'd started pursuing my own thing as a career coach. So I left corporate and this whole transformational people, process, system world, went off to be a career coach. So I was learning how to sell B2C. It was a complete, big mindset shift. So I did a lot of mindset work, money mindset, particularly around how I was going to make this work. And then I came across the academy, and that really is what transformed me, going through the processes, the modules, and the different areas, because I was very high on all the Success Saboteur scores. So yeah, it's transformed me, because the more I've done, it's almost been like taking cling film off. So the more I wrapped myself, the more I realized, oh, well, you could do this, and this is of value to these people. And I think throughout my journey, I became more confident trying to sell the career stuff. And then as I've done things B2B world, just realized how much more valuable I am than what I was believing for myself.
I love that. So I think, a lot of women go through that experience in a transition, especially if they were in a career where, as you mentioned, you had some wounds from that, or, some bad experiences, kind of knock your confidence and your identity a little bit, don't they? So what was happening for you, like, that drew you to the academy? Why did you think, oh, I'm going to go for this?
It's a good question. Some of the work that I'd done on the coaching, I'd come across an organization that was all about women's empowerment. So I actually did the career coaching with them. And part of it is about women. A big part of it is women being women in a man's world. But they have like a spiritual side to it that I'd never, ever encountered in my corporate life. And I was quite drawn to this work, and I was scoring quite highly on it. I did a lot of meditation work. So I became more and more curious about it. And I think that's where I came across you and your work. And it just felt like there's something here. And I really believed in it, because I know people can say, it's woo-woo or whatever, that some of the people say. But I was like, no, there's something in this, and I really believe. And then the more I learned, the more I was like, there is really something in this. So that's how I came across you.
Wow, thank you for sharing that. And what So it was more like an intuition or like just a feeling that this was meant for you.
Really was, really was.
And where did you start? I believe you started with Wealth and Worth Mastery, is that correct? With the Hustler Saboteur?
Yeah. And it was an interesting one because I debated whether I should join at that point, because I'd just come off the back of doing quite a lot of money mindset work. But the outcome of the money mindset work that I'd been doing was, and again, maybe this was my intuition. I was like, I've got some healing work to do here. And it just felt like there's something not right here, because I've done the mindset and I've moved my mindset on, but nothing like how I'd moved my mindset on with the academy. I'd moved on to believing in myself a bit more, but I didn't feel it. So I did. Yeah, so I was a little bit on the fence, to be honest, with should I join at this point or should I wait? Because I was nervous about investing as well, because I was spending a lot of money and I'd spent most of my redundancy investing in myself. I was like, it's another thing. Is it really the thing? But yeah, Wealth and Worth Mastery was on another level to anything that I'd done on the mindset work, because obviously we do the healing and the energy and the whole heart thing. So I think in that first heart healing session, I couldn't see my heart and I felt like I had this massive brick thing. And now when I'm doing the things like the bricks have gone and I'm connected.
So you really, really felt and saw that massive block walls that you'd put up around your heart. And there's a very big difference between just believing something and also feeling it. And it is when we feel it really that we see the biggest shifts. So I'm glad that you mentioned that. So you began your Success Saboteur healing journey working through the Hustler Saboteur. Then it was the Overgiver, the Imposter, and the Outcast. And just tell me, how soon did you feel a change happening in you? Because it is a long program. A lot of people might think, oh, I don't want to wait that long for results. But can you share a little bit how soon things started to shift?
Pretty immediately once we got onto the actual heart healing. So it's interesting, and I think I said this in the written thing I sent you about. It felt like I just needed to. It felt like when you're thirsty and you really need a drink of water, I just need to keep going with this. And I was feeling the benefit, and I became more confident. And what I was saying earlier about is the more I became confident, the more I was leaning into organizations on a B2B, and then the more. And I feel like it was a bit of a snowball effect. But yeah, I'd say from the beginning, very much small things. And what I really regret, so if anyone's going to do the academy, I would say get one notebook, because I really regret I was just writing everywhere. So I haven't got one record to look back on. But yeah, from the beginning.
Amazing. And so you mentioned this confidence shift. So what other shifts did you see in you and in your business, really?
Feeling calmer, feeling a completely different outlook when I think about my family. Yeah, so I learned a lot in terms of that whole deep-rooted wounds and where they came from, things that you would never, I don't think anyone could really do unless they did the deep healing work, really get underneath, and it's not what you think it's going to be or who you think it's going to be. And yeah, amazed at what came out, and that how you can heal relationships without even seeing somebody, and feel at peace with someone without even interacting or telling them that you even did this. Just feel really different about them, feel very blessed, and look at things very differently. To things that I was angry about before, I now feel very fortunate it happened to me. From a history background, I feel that. From a future looking thing, I feel like I'm a better parent. I'm becoming a better wife. He might not say that, but I feel like I am. Yeah, so things that I wasn't expecting. I feel like I became healthier as a result of this, which wasn't an intention or what I went in to do, but I feel like it's almost a byproduct of the work.
Absolutely. Yeah, because a lot of the ways that we do sabotage ourselves, if we don't feel that we're good enough or worthy or, accepted, we can sabotage with our body and our food. So yeah, absolutely. Lots of people do see this positive, unexpected side effect of health, and sometimes releasing weight as well, that they were that they were holding on to for feeling safe or sabotage reasons in the past as well. And what about financially? So we try not to only focus on the finances, but of course, that's a big reason that people come into the academy. They've either hit an income plateau or they really want to take their finances to the next level in terms of what they're earning in their businesses.
So this is exciting, because this is where it took off, where it wasn't even about career coaching. So very new into business, as I said, because I've spent a long time in corporate where you don't have to ask for your salary. And then you go into the business world and you actually have to ask for the money to do the job, which I really struggled with. So when I started out, I was selling programs for £900, which to me felt like, oh, this is a lot of money. Who's ever going to pay me for this? And then basically I have got in my pipeline now more money than I ever had in the whole of last year, already in the pipeline, baked in, and we're only like not even at the end of January. So it's really big.
Recognize that is huge. So you've got all of your 2022 income already secured for 2023, and we're like 3 weeks into 2023.
Yeah, and it is amazing. And it's not, and the other thing that was weird was because it wasn't about the career coaching, and this is where for me things have unfolded and you don't necessarily see the pattern until you look backwards. I was putting myself out, I was becoming more involved in things, and then not being, I think, I can't remember the term you use for it, but where you put it out there and leave it and it'll happen if it's going to happen. So I put proposals out without being attached. Without being attached. So I put the proposals out not thinking they were going anywhere. I've actually got another one at the moment where I've followed up with this guy. I actually thought it was going nowhere, and then he's messaged back saying, yeah, we're just baking it into the budget now. So there's another one in the pipeline. But these are all the things, they're all to do with the people, process, systems that I wasn't believing in at the time was even my thing. So I feel like I was doing it before I even saw it, and now I'm doing it. So it's almost in a weird order.
It's really funny that you're sharing that, because it's almost like coming back to who you are, isn't it? Behind all that wounding that you had, well, you were already that person with that expertise, but you just weren't recognizing it. And if you're not recognizing it, you're not communicating it enough in a way to get paid well for what you do. So you went from charging £900 for something that I guess you were struggling or not doing as well as you wanted to now charging like 10 figures, 5 figures. It could be 10 figures one day. Like 5 packages with ease, which is phenomenal.
Yeah, no, it is phenomenal. So thank you, because I think just reflecting as we're talking, the number one thing that I came into the academy with from the mindset work that I'd done on money mindset was that my number one strength was being a connector. And I knew that I wasn't using it. And that was a big takeaway from the mindset work. And even though I thought I understood what being a connector was, it's not until I've been doing this work in the academy that I'm like, no, really, I am this connector of people, processes, systems that I didn't even value. And I think value is the big word here. I didn't value that that's what I did.
Yeah. And it's not actually rare, or on the flip side, it's actually very common for women to come in with one business into the academy and not necessarily a whole new business, or some that come out with a new business, but it's more that they get clear on what their true purpose really is, who they are, who they're meant to be through their businesses, recognizing their value and their strengths and having the confidence then to put that out there, because that is already hiding underneath those wounds that are blocking you from being able to see it, and the sabotage that's happening. So I know you mentioned that you've done loads of healing, transformational work, mindset work before. And you said like the UUA, Ultimate Uplevel Academy, was a whole different level. What do you think was different about it that made it more powerful for you?
I think it's this heart connection and the deep hearts, the wounds, because you can, and you just said it then before, you can believe something.
Yeah.
If you don't feel it, you're not embodying it. And it's really hard to articulate, but I think for me, that was a big thing, and the energy that you show up in as well, and just the whole that it's just not one thing. I suppose it's a bit like if you said the analogy was like, I don't know, exercise. If you only work on your arms, nothing your
Yeah.
legs. That's how we're a whole human, and it's not just your mindset. And that was the biggest thing, just to go deeper. And I think this plays to what I pride myself in, I guess, from the work I've done in corporate, is unless you get to the root cause of the problem, you don't really solve the problem. You can mask the problem. And
Yes.
what I think happens in the academy, that you actually get down to the root, heal it, move on.
There's a lot of different layers that we work through, and there's no real linear path either. It's all like, all thrown at you at once in a way. But yeah, we work on 5 different levels with mind, heart, soul, energy, and action levels. And we work with relational trauma, which is very, good to understand being a connector and working with people, how much that relational trauma impacts everybody's actions and interactions with others, and affects our relationship with success, money, and our businesses as well. And that's how this can create such big changes. When we change you change how you interact with everyone else, and how you interact with money in your business as well. And that can have massive, wide-reaching impact, really. And I love that, it wasn't just that business transformation for you. You've noticed a change in how you feel towards, your family members, feeling like a better mother, closer to your daughter, and improving as a wife as well. I'm sure you're a brilliant wife anyway. But yeah, it does have that positive ripple effect in all of our interactions, really.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah. And if you had to say like the one biggest takeaway you had from the experience, what would that be? I know it's hard.
It is hard. That is a hard question. The one biggest takeaway, I suppose, if I have to sum the whole thing up, is that I am worthy. Everyone is worthy. So it's not just about me. I think everybody is worthy, and everybody deserves to heal the wound and move on and be the best that they can be. And I think that's where it plays to what I care about. We've all got the power to be the best that we can be, but we need to take ownership and step in and do it. So yeah, I'm worthy. You're worthy. We're all worthy.
I love that. Thank you for sharing. And for anyone who's thinking that they might join, what would you say?
Oh, do it. I actually think it should be compulsory when you leave school. I really do.
Hey, we might get into higher education now, and yeah, compulsory education for people.
I think everybody needs it, whatever their background, whatever they think, and it's not what you think it's going to be.
Yeah, it's all of the hidden things that we just don't realize that they're impacting on us and our lives and our relationships and our businesses. Well, thank you so much for being here and for sharing about your business and your success. And obviously this is not the end of the road for you. This is just a snowball effect. Now that you've done this really deep core healing, you're just going to continue to see that grow and grow in your tangible results as well. And for anyone watching, Rachel, who wants to find out more about you and what you do, where can they find you?
The best place is on LinkedIn. So it's Rachel Power over on LinkedIn. You'll find me as Power Your Potential. My website and everything is currently down. So I've taken anything to do with career coaching down now, and I'm in transition mode. So LinkedIn's the best place.
I love the fast action. So yeah, LinkedIn, if you want to connect with Rachel. Thank you for being here, Rachel. Thank you for listening. And if you're interested in the Ultimate Uplevel Academy, just reach out to me with a message saying Academy, and I can give you more information. So thank you for joining me. Thank you, Rachel.
Thanks.
Bye for now.
Thanks. Bye.